Alright. Today we're testing $3 trauma shears from Princess Auto. Why are we testing $3 trauma shears from Princess Auto? Well, a little while back I decided to put together a bunch of expedient first aid kits. Not Bobo kits with band-aids, but kits that'll be, useful for a real first aid emergency. And I was watching Prepper Medic channel, and he had some good advice, and so I basically went out and I got some windlass tourniquets. I got some emergency blankets. They were like $1 or $2 at Princess Auto. There's some gloves and gauze, some bigger band-aids here, and I have a bunch of old handkerchiefs that I hot washed and sterilized basically as packing gauze. So kits to deal with something bigger than your small cuts and your non-emergencies. So this is an emergency first aid kit. Now I was at Cabela's and I saw those nice Raptor trauma shear multi-tools, but I'm putting together, I've got a bunch of these. I've got one in my car, I've got one in my hiking bag, I've got one with my chainsaw kit, I've got one up at the sugar bush, and I'm not really a first responder in any way who's going to carry a pair of shears as part of my everyday carry. I want to have a pair of shears with each of my kits, and so I was looking for something inexpensive so I can just have that in there. I have this nice search and rescue vest, so I'd like to keep a pair of these in my medical pouch with my first aid kit there, or you can jam them into the webbing and make it look all cool. Hopefully I never have to use them, but possibly I will. So $3 seemed like a really inexpensive way to add a set of trauma shears to my kit. Now I bought these from Princess Auto, but it was in their they have a surplus section where they have a million cool things to go shopping for, and so these are Survivor Wear brand trauma shears. $3. So I bought a bunch of them. Do they work? Well, hopefully I never have to use them, but if I have to use them, I want to know that they work. I've been first on scene for some accidents in the past. Luckily one of them was a garage fire with nobody inside. Most of the rest of them have been car accidents that weren't serious, just people going off the road. No medical care required. But that's not to say that that wouldn't have been the case, and it might have been good to have a pair of trauma shears to cut somebody out of their seatbelt or other kind of entangled webbing, or maybe to cut open their pants to get at a wound and do what I can to take care of that. And as you know, if you've been watching my channel, I do a lot of trips in the woods. I'm often running chainsaw. I might be 2 days away by canoe ride. I might be 50 kilometers in the bush by hike. I might be in a fly-in site. I go out volunteering by myself with my dog. We're just out there alone. So it's good to have the kinds of equipment that can make a difference if you are in a pinch. So I figured maybe a good test would be these Carhart pants. These are like the heavy canvas pant, plus they've got a lining, and I've managed to basically rip out all the lining from extended wear on these guys. So I'm going to sacrifice them to the scissors. So here we go. Somebody's got some kind of thing. Chainsaw cut, an arrow sticking out of their leg, a hatchet wound, and you need to be able to cut that open to access the wound without just they're probably not going to hang around while you strip their pants off of them. They probably want to keep their pants on, but also get at the wound. Whatever the case may be, your imagination is probably as big as mine, and we need to access that cut. So here we go. Cut, 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 cut. Cut, 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 cut. No problems. No problems. How about How about we cut through that seam there? Not a problem. Cut, 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 cut. I think you could probably cut open 10 pairs of pants with these. So for $3 to include those in a kit, you can't really lose. Now you might have a knife or some other way to cut open someone's clothes if you're trying to treat a wound, but I think like the last thing you want to do is to be digging around under somebody's pants and have them flinch, and now you've got a knife hole as well as where other hole they were leaking out of, where with these guys they are blunt tipped. You're not going to poke a hole in anybody with them, but you are definitely going to be able to do a lot of snippety snip on pants. I imagine that these will also cut through heavier items like maybe snow pants or snowboarding pants or skidoo pants or something like that, although I don't have an old pair of those to test them on. But I did have these Carharts, and you can see like on the inside I had ripped the knee out of them, so then every time you pull them on your toe gets caught, but it gets too far in to see what you're trying to do. And I definitely got my 2 years of wear out of these, so I don't feel too bad about cutting them up. We could try cutting through the waistband on them just for a little test. Snippety snip. Not a problem. So if you're like me and you want to put together some economical first aid kits, and not bobo kits, but like real first aid for actual emergencies, where you might need to cut somebody's clothing off to get at a deeper kind of a wound that they're leaking out of, I guess you can't really go wrong for $3. Princess Auto had them in their surplus section. The brand is Survivorwear. I think I have 3 or 4 of these, and they're with my kits. So I know when I was watching the Prepper Medic, he was suggesting just to like duct tape those right on the outside of the bag, and then they're just right there. You can like grab that, you can cut your bag open and dump it all out, and then you got all your stuff in front of you, and easy to kind of see everything you need to do that. So that's a good channel that I stumbled across if you're interested in putting together first aid supplies or knowing how to patch a leak in somebody's extremities or in their core. He covers all that kind of information. And you know, these aren't contributing a lot of extra weight. If you are planning a backcountry canoe trip or a hiking adventure, or you're out working with a chainsaw with your buddies in a spot that's maybe not super accessible, or whatever the case may be, probably not a bad idea to have something like that in your kit. And I'm going to keep them, actually I'm going to put them right back in the pocket where they belong in my search and rescue kit, which is also doubles for my working in the woods kit, working on field camp with students kit, volunteering on bird atlasing projects, all that kind of stuff. If you're interested, I tested this vest out recently, 25-kilometer hike with 20 pounds in it, and I found it very comfortable, and it seems like a pretty reasonable purchase. I can drop a link below. I'll also drop a link to the trauma shears on the Princess Auto website, which is the Canadian version of Harbor Freight, I believe. So I don't know if you'll find them at Harbor Freight, or if you can look up that Survivorwear brand and find those shears, or maybe I'll just give you the confidence to try out any pair of $3 shears. And if you got an old pair of pants lying around or an old coat, give them a try, just so you know that they're going to hold up to a bit of cutting if you ever need them to. Okay, well, that was an interesting little one-take video. I don't do that too often on this channel, but there it is. And you know, I'll be doing some other stuff, so I'll catch you on the next one, YouTube. Oh yeah, he's so exciting. I could just fall asleep listening to his voice in a video. Riveting.